No. Why?
KV.
Sorry, guys. I'm on fire today.
You are.
Yeah. Thunder. Oh my God.
So let's talk about Mismatched real quick. We're having a really hard time joining Starlight SA, but we'll keep trying. I've been trying to send that request and accept as well. Network is funny, so we apologize, but not to worry. I'll keep trying. How did you get to make Mismatched? Did you hear about an audition? Were you reached out to by maybe the producers of the show? How did you come about being a part of Mismatched? Debattama, please go first.
Mister, you want to take this?
No? You should fix your filter first.
Okay, no filters from today. It's an unfiltered chat. Let's have an unfiltered
Yes,
Of
absolutely.
course.
Yes. It's a lot of fun, especially when you're sitting in a boxers.
So Debattama, let's hear you. How did you come about being a part of Mismatched?
Okay, so I auditioned for it. I mean, I was planning to go back to my hometown, and I thought that, let's take a short break. And I wanted to go back, but I ended up giving this audition, and then they shortlisted me. Hi, hello, welcome. So they shortlisted me, and then things happened. I mean, I went for a look test. The first time I met KV, and then we had a look test and everything. And there was this last moment, and then I was shortlisted and selected for the role Anokhi, as Anokhi Balla.
Nice.
Yes.
How about you, Kate?
I was literally this close to not doing the show.
Ouch.
Why?
Yes, we were just trying to match our time and trying to come to a conclusion and I think the makers were also taking their time, as to who Shaurya could be. And I literally told them that there's nobody else who can play it better than me. Very humbly, of course.
Typical Shaurya
That's what they like about
thing.
Shaurya. They said that's
Typical Shaurya thing.
Shaurya.
Typical Shaurya.
Yes, exactly.
So when you read the script, how did you feel about the story? How did you feel about, in fact, the character you were going to be playing? Did you love it at first? Did you feel like it would take a while? Did you have any, inhibitions whatsoever? How did you feel about the story when you read the script? KV, go first.
Okay, I'll go in first for this. To be honest, I've always loved this character in its totality, but I hated him in the beginning. I hated Shaurya because I was like, I cannot relate to him. Because I have an immense amount of respect for women, in general.
I still used to
for me to be a person who's patriarchal or a bit of a chauvinistic person, I think that's something that I could not relate to. So I had to find ways to convince myself that what this person is doing is the right thing. So I hated him, and then eventually I started loving the character as how he transformed because of.
How about you, Anokhi?
If you ask me, I was scared. I was so scared. Yes, of course. I mean, the story somehow matched with my struggle, and so I related to it. But the character, Anokhi and Debattama, I am more fun-loving, and I answer, but in a different way. Like in a very, blunt yet fun way, you can say. And Anokhi is more serious and reserved, if you see. So I had lots to learn, and of course, Mr. Shaurya Sabharwal was there, and I used to look at him and I was like, God save me. Oh my gosh. So, but it worked out well somehow for the show and for everything. And then we bonded as he's one of the best buddies, I didn't consider now. So after that, I felt relaxed. So yeah.
So let's go to the plot of the story, right? The professor-student relationship. I think it's interesting that you, the bad man, said you wanted to be a professor as a child. But I mean, when you see the way the story came to be, it's not your typical Bollywood story. It's not even your typical love story. It's professor-student. How did that make you feel? And what did you think about it?
The topic is bold enough, and it was so real, and then there was no questioning to this topic, because it's very real in this life, but hardly anyone questions it. But in India, okay, we can explain it better. How people think about professor-student relationship. And hi, welcome again.
Oh, finally! Big round of applause.
South Africa is in the house.
Yay!
Finally,
Namaste.
It's not quite audible. I don't know. I can't hear her.
Yeah.
Stephanie, right?
Technique. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
I can't.
Awesome.
Oh, no, it's much better.
All right. Okay, all the way from South Africa. Sorry to cut you all the way. You were in the middle of answering your question.
So, Shakhi, can you say namaste to us as well?
Namaste.
All right. Oh, lovely. That's namaste. And how do you greet everybody there? Like, what do you say?
So in South Africa, we say Sanbonani, which means hello.
What do you say?
Yeah. We say Sanbonani. That's hello in Zulu.
In Zulu.
Sani Bonani.
Sani Bonani.
Yes, that's it.
Very close.
Sani Bonani.
You should get ready.
All right, lovely. So I'm going to be answering. Can you repeat the question for me, please, if you don't mind?
Professor-student relationship. When you look at the fact that it's not the typical story, it's not a very typical story that's being told literally anywhere. How did getting cast to act that kind of story make you feel? How did you deal with that?
Actually, to be honest, that kind of a story or any other story that you say, as long as you have conviction and you have the right intention of making a point across but not emphasizing on that, I think it's pretty real. I think the reason people relate to mismatched or in India is because it's real. We are not trying to portray anything suspicious, I mean, it is a segment of fiction, of course, but it has to be very human and if you have the right intention. So if you do something with the right intention, and even if you notice, Shaurya does step down as a professor in order to go ahead in his personal life. So it just makes sense,
Thank you for that. Stephanie, you want to continue from here?
Yes, so there's been a lot of comments, regarding your guys' chemistry on screen, so we just want to maybe just give us a little bit of, tell us what the experience was working so closely together, getting to know each other's characters, also getting to know each other personally. Maybe just walk us through your guys' relationship on screen.
I think she could do that first.
So the thing is, there was a network glitch that is happening.
Could you not hear her? She's saying, take us through your journey. She's saying, take us through your journey as actors and how Shaurya and Anaki and their relationship and their bond was appreciated and the magic that they create. I think so.
She's like, I think so. Okay. Give me would you like to go ahead with this question first?
अरे मैं तेरे पे मार रहा हूँ, तू मुझ पे मार रही है, हाथ में सवाल।
क्या बोल रहे हैं ना यार?
Yeah, so basically, what is going to speak through? It's really nice. Okay, anyways, I'll take the question. So the thing is that we always knew this is one of the best love stories which, by far that we've come across. You know, it is very real. It's very relatable. It's very it has this magic about it. You know, I mean, it's because there's the simplicity with which you portray things, a simple gesture, or like the possessiveness of Shaurya, or and the love of Anokhi, like where she realizes that she's in love with Shaurya, and she keeps it very real. She says, my ambitions and my life, love can be a part of my life, but it can't be my life. So we need to deal with that. And I think that kind of a say, and that's what makes it more relatable. I think we try to be very real. So I think the reality is always much more easily appreciated, I feel.
The authenticity. Everyone's always looking for that authenticity. And it just comes across easily.
Like Karan said, it was like very real, and somewhere while I was playing Anokhi, I got to learn so many things which in India we often don't point out, or we don't even say or speak anything about it. But in the show, she was always focused towards her ambition, and she knew that she had to speak up. So, this is what I loved about it. And there are certain Indian norms and culture that we have to, follow. But she questioned regarding all those norms as well. Which you never question. A new bride can never question, but she did, and she was always focused with that. So this is what made it more, real. Because in reality, one should speak about themselves, and each and every girl should, let others know about what they want. Not only, it should not be like someone is imposing everything, on them, and they're just accepting it without even, speaking out. So it was real in that way as well. So I guess people got to relate.